Hey, it's Buddy Lee. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be testing out a really nice synergy that Kitty Pryde has with Dragonman. This synergy is decent for Kitty as well and makes her incinerate debuffs last 10% longer and passive incinerates last 15% longer. But for Dragonman, if he has no power charges, his SP2 inflicts up to 3 additional incinerate debuffs, which is really good for him and lets him increase his damage and fight speed by a good margin. I'm going to do a few fights in 6.4.1 first without the synergy or damage masteries for a baseline, and then with the synergies, and finally I'll do a fight with the synergies and damage masteries. Usually when I use Dragonman, I stick to the SP3 cycle and do the Dragon Cheese technique, mostly because he's a little slow to do damage and I run damage masteries most of the time. But here I'm going to throw SP2s and then blow up the incinerates for the burst damage using heavy. Let's just ignore that and carry on. Alright, we've done 2 SP2s and placed 6 incinerate debuffs, so now it's time to land the heavy for some burst damage. We did 35k damage with 6 incinerates placed, which isn't bad, but wait until we get that synergy going and we'll have at least 12 placed. So that took 67 hits. And let's see how we do against Venom the Duck now, and then bring in the synergy to compare. So Venom the Duck is a little chunkier and took 75 hits. We're going to run the same exact cycle here, but watch as we get double the incinerates per SP2. Oh, and remember that this synergy works when he has no power charge. So you go straight to SP2, and when you throw it, the power gain buff will be removed and replaced with a Fury. If you throw SP3 first, you'll have to throw multiple SP2s after to get the extra incinerates. Now we have 6 incinerates already, and let's throw one more SP2 and then check out the burst damage. We took off the last 33% health with over 67k on the burst damage from 12 incinerates. We also took this fight down in 20 less hits. A little bit of advice for this SP2 cycle is to get almost to 3 bars of power before throwing the SP2, which will make it easier to apply the second set of incinerates and land the heavy before the incinerates expire. With class advantage, the burst damage went for 80k, and this fight is over in 54 hits with some extra unnecessary hits as opposed to 75. Now for the sake of science, I'm going to run that Venom the Duck fight back, but this time with damage masteries and see what that looks like. And that heavy resulted in over 96k burst damage and an abrupt end to that fight in 43 hits. This synergy with Kitty is really good for Dragonman and opens up the way that I will use him in the future. Instead of only relying on SP3 cycle, now I can do the SP2 cycle as well and finish fights pretty quickly. Well, that's it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.